Last night, Hillary Clinton told the UN that it should never be a crime to be gay. And while it's illegal to discriminate against anyone because of their sexuality, it seems that in some walks of life, like sport, being gay is still something to keep quiet about. Well, former England rugby international Ben Cohen is challenging that. He set up the world's first organisation dedicated to raising awareness of the long-term damaging effects of bullying and stopping it wherever it occurs, with particular focus on the gay community. Ben will be with us in a moment, but before we speak to him, here's why he says people need to stand up to the bullies.
It is fact that we hear and see bullying in every day of our children's lives, especially at school. We know and understand the devastating effects it has on young children today. We hear about it every day in the media, and we have to act now and do something to stop it. These days, it's not just about a note around the classroom anymore, like it was when I was at school. We know that cyberbullying is getting more and more widespread. There are thousands of days of education being missed each year as young people are too afraid to go to school. Health suffers and long-term emotional damage is often caused. It is cruel and unnecessary, and I'm here to do something about it. I created the Stand Up Foundation to combat bullying across the board. But I want to ask everyone, children, parents and teachers, to stand up against these bullies. I understand how bullying can tear families apart. It happened to my family when my father was killed 11 years ago. We all need to be aware when bullying is taking place, but more importantly, feel that the necessary support is there to make it stop. Try and notice those people around you who are struggling with being perceived to be different every day. Are they suffering at the hands of bullies? You can do something about it. Do something today. Stand up and make a difference to someone's life.
Well, Ben Cohen is with us now. So you cut short your rugby career, really, to start up this foundation. Why?
Yeah, in about 2000, my dad got killed by protecting someone, standing up to someone who, one of his employees was getting beaten up, and he got viciously attacked and lost his life. And 6 years later, I found out I had a following on Facebook of 37,000 people, which happened to be all men. And you know, I had great core values from my family, and we were a very accepting family. And actually, for me, it was about being in a privileged position to make a difference to people's lives, and ultimately being a successful sportsman in a masculine sport, that I could be able to bridge that gap between the gay and straight community, and bring awareness of what bullying does.
I mean, do you think bullying, or the fear of it, actually stops gay sports people coming into top-level sport?
I think at a very early stage, yeah, most definitely. And it's the same as within school, bullying in school too, you know, that people don't want to go to school. It's easier not to go to school and find ways of getting out of going to school, getting out of going to, you know, your PE lessons or going down your junior club, whether it be rugby, whether it be football or anything like that. It deters them not to do that, and it's easier not to do that. And, you know, as we said in that video, there's thousands of days that are missed each year through people playing truancy because it's easier to get told off than actually getting bullied.
What would you like to see happen then? I mean, what more can be done, do you think, to encourage people to sort of come out and feel free, and also, of course, to stop the bullying in the first place?
I'd like to see support, and I'd like to see youngsters, young people, whether it be lower schools, middle schools, upper schools or university, actually understand what bullying does. Is there a support mechanism there for that? In schools, do they know the route to go down if someone's getting bullied or if they're getting bullied themselves? And people really understand the long-term effects that has on individuals post-education. And sometimes that can, you know, it leads to them actually being on the mental health register, the fact that they've been bullied so bad that they can't get jobs because they're a mental health register.
I mean, schools are supposed to take, you know, this line very seriously and, you know, have made some inroads, but you're still working with government on this, aren't you?
You're working with the Home Office now to eradicate bullying, homophobic bullying, transphobia and in sport and in general, and just again highlight that, you know. And there's a lot of sportsmen and women around the world, you know, specifically here in the UK and in the US, that actually sportsmen and women are role models, whether they like it, you know, or don't like it. You know, people follow their actions, and it's important that, you know, as I know, you know, being a rugby player, and I've been successful, but actually, there's people that look up to me, and that's why I started, you know, the Stand Up Foundation. That actually, people can follow my actions and actually stand up for those people who are, you know, who are getting picked on at school. And ultimately, I've got twin girls, and, you know, I want to bring my kids into a safer place and a kinder world, you know, especially within education.
OK, I mean, just briefly, I mean, Chris Grayling, you know, Hillary Clinton said last night it should never be a crime to be gay. Isn't it a bit sad that we're still talking about these things in 2011?
Well, it is, but I think actually Ben's point is that bullying is about much more than that. I mean, bullying is, I mean, in sport, it's certainly the case. It's wholly unacceptable that there is a culture in the sporting world that picks on, discriminates again, marginalises people from the gay community. It's been seen in football as well as in rugby. But actually, if you look at bullying in the workplace more generally, I mean, I've had a number of cases over the years of people coming to me saying, I've been bullied in the workplace. That's a real challenge as well. So I would really praise Ben for what he's doing. The more we can raise awareness of the issue of bullying generally, the better.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
More power to your elbow.
Yeah.
Yes.